Man, we got a great call today. I just feel it in my spirit. It's just been, oh my God, I'm just so full today. God, Lord have mercy. I'm in overflow. Well, with that said, Breakout December was the subject for last week. And I'm thinking, man, I can't wait to hear part two if he's warming us up for December. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, coming to the stage right now, can we get can we give a warm welcome all the way from the Northwest, live from his place, the one and only, the great Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
Hey, good morning, everybody. What is happening? Hope you all are doing well, man. Al, I got to tell you, you said something really. There's no coincidences or mistakes. So this is going to trip you out. So I think it will trip me out. So maybe it'll trip you out. I am calling in today from, where am I? I'm in, shoot, what's the city called? Hang on. I'll tell you in a second. I'm North County, San Diego. So down here, there's going to be an event, and needed to get down here to support a team. We have a couple really good people that are coming to this event here. So I made arrangements and got uncomfortable because I literally was just on the road for however long in SoCal, and when he had the event in Tahoe, and some really good people committed to coming to this event here in San Diego. So I needed I need to do what I tell people to do, which is to get uncomfortable. And sometimes you got to do things that are an untimed down. You have to do things that were not in that was not in the plan, right? I was not in the plan for me to be gone for almost a month, go back home for a couple of weeks, and then be gone again for a week. But it's just the way that it worked out. So you guys, let me start where every time I speak with you guys, let me start where I start. Al, thanks for doing the call. Thanks for hosting this. Thanks for putting the platform together for everybody to get trained and get some knowledge and things that they can apply to their ACN business, things that they can apply to whatever business they're in, hopefully. And I'm grateful, and I know that it takes a lot of work, effort, energy, and quite frankly, it takes a lot of love to be able to do this every single day. Some days twice a day. So Al, on behalf of everybody that's on the call, thanks for doing this. You guys, I don't even know how many years I'm into this now with Al. I mean, I thought when he first brought this up to me, I'm like, okay, man, I'll do that. That'll be fun. He goes, yeah, maybe this month, next month kind of thing. Al knew what he was doing. 52 years later, every other month on Thursdays, he's got me. So anyway, Al said something in the opening. Al, will you do me a favor? Can you read that passage again? You guys, but and listen, let me tell you something. Al, have I spoken to you this week? I'm going to wait for him to unmute for a second.
No, sir, we haven't spoken at all.
We've not spoken at all. Okay, so trip on this, you guys. Al, will you also please, if you can, could you read that passage and where it's from?
Well, I read a book of Proverbs every day. Proverbs
Yep.
is a book of wisdom.
Yep.
And today is the 12th of the month.
Yep.
So Proverbs 12:15 says, and I quote, "The way of a fool is right in his/her own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But," I'll say it again, "but he that heareth unto counsel is wise." So hearken unto counsel. So those that seek out counsel is wise. So
Okay,
find
cool.
out people who know what you need. You'll be wise.
Cool. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. At the top of my notes for you guys today is, now think about what he just said about counsel, right? I cannot make this up. The very first thing I have for Al Thomas Breakout December today, December 12th, is leading or being led. He's talking about counsel and what it is that he got from Proverbs 12:15. And counsel includes leading. You're leading someone in information. You're leading someone in wisdom. You're leading someone in guidance. You're leading someone in experience. You're leading someone. Why do we seek counsel from people? Because they have a different perspective, right? An opinion, perhaps a solution, but most importantly, you're seeking counsel typically from someone who has more experience than you. You're seeking counsel from someone who has done what you want to do or who has been where you want to go. Like, you guys, I'm tripping. The very first line that I have in my notes for you guys ties directly into what it is that Mr. Thomas just shared with you, and we have not spoken in a week. Does that make sense to anybody, or am I the only one who's making this connection? That's crazy.
That's how God works.
Dude, I was going to say that's crazy, but maybe not so crazy. Maybe not. So here's the next. Sorry, guys, I got to plug something in. Hold on one second. That's. Oh, and I know how that works too. I'm going to lose my computer if I don't have it plugged in. Hang on. Okay, perfect. So leading or being led. So let's talk about this for a second, right? This is an important relationship to wrap our heads around if we want to do well in this business. The relationship between leading and being led is significant, in my opinion, because I don't think people sign up in this business, in ACN. I don't think they really sign up to not be a leader. I don't think they do. I don't think people say, hey, listen, I want to make a ton of money. I don't really want to do. People will say, listen, I don't really want to do much, right? I don't want to do a lot, but this makes sense. So I'll get, right? But I think most people, they're like, man, I can do this. I can get some customers. I can build a team of people. Like I can do this. This makes sense. And so what we have to have is this conversation with people about leadership, leading or being led. And I'm going to tell you guys, in my opinion, the best leaders anywhere, right, have been led. So there has to be clarification on how this leadership portion of what we do, how does this thing really work? Okay. So let's talk about this for a second. The first thing that's required in leading or being led is a coachability agreement. You got to have a coachability agreement, right? Are you willing to be coached? Are you willing to get out of your own way? Here's a big one, you guys. Are you willing not to buy your own excuses, right? Are you willing to do those things? Are you willing to be challenged? You know, instead of going back to the leader with the same conversation about the same issue, customers this, not getting people on that. So people aren't interested. I'm doing this alone. I'm the leader that I'm working with. Any of those things. How willing are you to put those things to the side to accomplish the goal and the task at hand? Right? How willing are you to do that? And some people aren't. Like, I give you a couple of examples here. Hold on one second, you guys. This charger is not, oh, that's okay. I'll fix it later. All right. Oh, you guys write this down. Okay. Well, write it down if you want. So I said coachability agreement. There has to be an agreement to be coachable to the leader that you're working with. And right underneath that, here's what I wrote. You can't grow beyond what you're willing to do. You can't grow beyond what you're willing to do. What's an example? Well, I won't go talk to them, or I can't talk to them. I won't go to that event. Well, I can't go to that event. I won't sign up that service. I can't sign up that service. I won't say what you're telling me to say. I can't say what you're telling me to say. Like, I can't do that because of who I am, my position, my this, my that. I'm going to give you a couple of examples that happened last night. So when you talk about, and we talk about as leaders, let me tell you guys something, okay? Here's a here's something that happened to me back in the day. So I was a team coordinator, as regional director now. So this is a long time ago. And I'm at a meeting with myself, another IBO, Mike Basutti, who was the #1 producer in the company at the time, and a very, very successful prospect. And Mike told me how he wanted the conversation to go and what I should expect, setting expectations. I've talked about that on a bunch of these calls. It's really important. So he set the proper expectation, right? But I was feeling kind of confident. This was an exciting meeting. This is going to be a great person joining the team. And as we're sitting across the table from this person, Mike brings up a point. He says something. And then I start going off on the topic, right? And I got kicked in the shin under the table so hard, I had to like fake a gasp, like a cough. Like it was like this. Like you guys can't see the table right now, but it kind of was like this. Talk. I said my thing. And my shin was throbbing. And Mike had to do that because I was about to take this guy down a path that Mike did not want him going down yet. I was talking about something too soon. So now look, am I suggesting that you guys, kick reps under the table? No, not necessarily. But if Mike, like we're good, and we talked about it afterwards. But I understood. So it would be crazy for me to fight him on what he corrected me on or coached me on. But some people, what they do is they will be so adamant about their position on how this works or what they're willing to do. They go from the category of being coachable to being uncoachable. And they might do it with a smile. They might do it. And it's like, you guys, we're not operating off of the same playbook, right? So give you an example. If the play calls for someone to go throw a block so the running back can get past them, if that person is not willing to make that block, it doesn't mean that the play doesn't work. It means that that person cannot be at that position. It means that that person, because it is now a liability to the team. It's a liability to the play. So how does that relate to ACN? I'm not willing to go talk to them. I'm not willing to sign up the service. I'm not willing to go to that event. Listen, here's the old joke, you guys. If I had people, I'd go to the event. No, if you go to the event, you're going to have people. If I had people, I would go. I don't have any activity. Well, then you better be at the event. Like, does the concept of what we do still make sense? If you could get paid on bills and tons of bills and hundreds of bills and thousands of bills and build a team of 10 or 15 or 20 or 100 or 1,000 people, does that make sense? Hell yeah, that makes sense. That's why I signed up in ACN. See you at the event. That's how this works. And you kind of do it like water dripping on concrete. You do it until it finally breaks through. Longevity equals credibility, but you have to decide where you fall in that category. In order to lead, you have to be led. In order to train, you have to be trained. So the question is for all of you, what are you doing to lead and to be led? That's the whole call for today. What are you doing to lead and to be led? And I know what the answer is for most people. You're not going to want to hear it, but for most people, not a lot. for most people, you guys, it goes from that whole thing from being, the difference from being, an attendee to a participant. Those are two totally different things. Right? So Gloria just put in there, learning how to lead myself. So that's an important thing. So when somebody talks about learning how to lead themselves, okay? Let me address that. So it's not going to happen. The chances of it happening on your own without guidance or counsel or coaching is really small. It's really, really small, especially in a business like ours. But learning the things that you need to do to be leadable or coachable, that's important. So the first thing is this: you got to seek out counsel, right? You got to seek out counsel. So don't lead yourself. Lead, okay, hang on a minute. I don't want to get blown up with text here. Leaders are self-starters. Leaders do figure things out. Leaders are problem solvers. But isn't it great to know that you have somebody who's willing to show you how to do that? You don't have to figure it out. Isn't it great that you have people on this call that are willing to go out of their way to teach, train, coach, mentor, help, and assist you to do the things that you want to do, getting customers, building teams. I'm going to show you guys what I did last night. I'm going to show you a picture in a second. So what are you willing to do? And you know what that comes back to? Not to make this totally cliche, but what you're willing to do is directly correlated to your reason why. If your reason why you're doing ACN is significant enough, if there's enough value in you accomplishing some goals here, you'll do what it takes. You will be willing to be led. So at one point you can, in fact, lead. You guys, this is so simple, right? This is so damn simple. Think about any corporate structure, right? Sarah, you got it. Think about any corporate structure. Day manager, night manager, assistant general manager, right? Become a manager. Then you become the first person for the regional manager. And you work your way up in a corporate structure, right? And you're learning the tasks, you're learning the skills, you're learning you're being groomed to be able to take on the next position. That exists here, right? Where we want you, see, the difference is this, you guys, in that structure, they may or may not really want you to get to their position. When someone wants you to get to their position, watch this. This is where it is similar to it. When someone, by the way, are y'all with me right now? Are y'all with me? Okay, watch this. Let me tell you when someone wants you to take their position. Would you guys like to know? In a traditional business or corporate structure, someone wants you to get their position when they know that if they've groomed you to do what they can do, they're moving up. That's when it happens. When it doesn't really happen is when someone starts to figure out, oh my God, I might be grooming my replacement. Are they getting ready to get rid of me? Then it's funny how it changes. Here, it'll always be the first example, because the more people we can promote to the position that we're at, the more people that we can help have success. By default, the compensation plan says that you're going to get promoted. That's how it works. That's how it works. Am I making sense? So I want you guys to hear from someone. I don't know if Mr. Clemens can unmute Corey Rodriguez. If Corey is on, and Corey, I don't even know that I sent you a text, Corey. I don't even know if you can say a couple words, but if you can, that would be great. Corey, are you able to, or Mr. Clemens, is Corey Rodriguez able to unmute? Corey, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Hey, buddy. Hey, good morning.
Hey, how are you? Good morning.
Good. Looking forward to seeing you this evening.
Likewise.
All right, cool. So we have to do some uncomfortable things to advance our business. Corey, I know that you're in front of the San Francisco Bridge right now, but where are you really in life? Where are you right now?
Okay, hang on a second.
I don't need a picture. I don't need a picture. You can just tell everybody where you're at.
That's okay.
Okay. Oh, well, beautiful. They stay beautiful outside. Oh, you're at the tennis courts. Okay. So you guys, so Corey, I'm gonna ask you a couple things. So check this out, you guys. Corey is passionate about tennis. It's something that's really important to him. One of the reasons he's busting his ass and working so hard in ACN is because he wants to spend as much time as possible on the courts and with his kids. Like that's because I've gotten to know Corey. I know him pretty well. But Corey, what I want you to just talk about for a quick minute before we wrap up the call, I want you to talk about, by the way, the majority of the business that we have done together, you guys, please get this. Please freaking get this. The majority of business that we have done together, have we been in the same state or not?
No.
No. Okay, so that's number one. I'm not in the same area code, not in the same zip code, not in the same city, not in the same county, not in the same state. Number two, how many Zooms and calls would you say, phone and Zoom, how many times would you say in a week since you got started, would we average being connected on a Zoom or a phone call in a week? How many times?
The average probably 3 or 4, but in some cases it was 6 or 7 in a day, especially in the beginning.
You guys, no, okay, so 3 or 4 times a day, but in the beginning it was 6 or 7 times a day.
Correct.
Okay, so you scared me. At first you were saying 3 times a week. I'm like, dude, you're out of your freaking mind. I don't talk to you
per
a
day.
week. You're talking it's like every hour on the freaking hour. Okay, now let's talk about this. Real quick, you guys, I want you to get this. The conversations that we have, can you describe typically what kind of things we cover? Like, and I don't know what your answer is going to be. I want them to hear it the way I'm going to hear it. When we get on the phone and we're like figuring out what we're doing, can you just give everybody an idea on what that looks like?
Well, I mean, lately it's all about helping the next person get to their next level, right? And helping them get people and doing what you and I did in the beginning. So we're duplicating out, right?
Done. By the way, you guys, you just heard our whole business. Do you guys hear what he just said? You just heard our entire business in 30 seconds. I'm talking with Dean, so we're helping as many people as we can do what you did with me. You guys, that's it. That's it. So I just want to recognize, so Corey actually was is I believe right now is currently the number 2 regional coordinator in the company. Is that correct? Corey, are you number 2? I haven't had a chance to get to the reports yet today. Corey, you are muted, brother.
Yeah. So yes, number 2 for IBOs, correct.
Okay, great. Perfect. So you guys, why do I bring this up and why did I just put Corey on blast? Here's why. Because as great a guy as he is, nothing special. As great a guy as Al Thomas is, nothing special. Meaning there's no like, oh my God, this person's going to set the world on fire. You want to know what? I know why Al Thomas went SVP. Because number 1, he made a decision, and number 2, he's got a work ethic, and he's not going to quit. That's it. That's it. Oh man, but Mr. Thomas, and he's in front of the room, and he's. By the way, do you guys know where that comes from? That comes from the confidence of knowing that you've done something so many times that you can do it frontwards, backwards, upside down, right side up, wearing a wig. It doesn't matter. So I just said, Mr. Thomas, you don't have to wear a wig. Don't worry about it. I want to hear about it later. Corey doesn't need to wear a wig either. You guys look, Mr. Ransom doesn't need to wear a wig. Mr. Wolf does not need to wear a wig. So I don't want to get blasted with calls. Mr. Patansky does not need to wear, Mr. Patansky does not need to wear a wig. Like you guys, Kush, you're good. Right? My point is this. Anybody can do this. So I'm going to show you guys something. So this was last night. So actually, let me tell you the story very quickly first before we wrap up about leading or being led. So I'm down here in North Kearny Mesa. That's where I am, Kearny Mesa. I finally figured out where I am. It just popped into my head. All right, so I'm in Kearny Mesa. So anyway, so why did I come down here the day before this event tonight? Here's why. Because we have someone, and it'll be funny to get this person's reaction because he has no idea. You guys, he doesn't know, but that's okay. That's how our business goes. And when I say he has no idea, he wouldn't know. Yeah, Eric, Corey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, brother, and really, really proud of what you're doing. So you guys, watch this. Watch this. There's a gentleman who is on our team who is in Orange County. And I knew that this event was going on tonight in North County or in San Diego, right? So I reached out to the rep, who I'm on we have a great relationship, successful guy, solar dude. He's doing well in ACN, his regional coordinator. But I said, look, man, we have the founder of the company coming to your neck of the woods. Like, I don't care what's going on. We got to get this thing figured out. You got to be there. And we need to get your new team member there. Well, it turns out that the new team member literally lives 15 minutes from where the event is going to be. So what, right. So by the way, Kush just got it. I don't know if you guys saw that. He just went like this. Ah, that's our business. Now watch this. I'm in Washington. So what I did, you guys, by the way, I hope you're paying attention because this is how to build ACN, in my opinion. I'm in Washington. I get the guy in San Diego. I get the guy in South Orange County, the rep. I get him obviously to get the new guy on the phone with me, and we're talking. And I am promoting the snot out of the event tonight. Oh my God, dude, this is freaking crazy. You have the founder of our company is going to be 10 minutes from you. Like, the only way it would be better is if it was in your living room. Is it big enough to hold 150, 200 people? I don't know. It's like, oh, wow, it's like that big of a deal. I'm like, yeah, it's that big of a deal. So I made my arrangements knowing that Corey would be driving down. By the way, very inconvenient to drive from LA to San Diego, you know, depending on what time of the day you drive down, you know, we might see in 3 days. I mean, that's the kind of traffic out here, right? So Corey's driving down with one of his team members, brand new person, just got qualified last night. Probably going to have a couple other people in the car, put him in the car, get him to the event. Now watch this. What about the guy who lives 10 minutes from here? You guys, I cannot make this up. The guy who lives down here, under the guy who's in South Orange County, I said, look, I'm going to come in the night before the event. Let's meet. Here's the text I get back from, oh man, God, it's really busy. It's kind of last second notice. Don't really know. I'm like, okay, hey, listen, no problem. I'll get back to you. I'm getting ready to, you know, to jump in the car. Okay, cool. Right. I reach out to the guy in South Orange County, and here's what I said. Al, can I know these are recorded. Here's what I said. I said, listen, dude, you better blank and get on the phone with this guy, and you need to edify me and tell him I'm coming down to help him build his freaking business. I need an hour with this guy. Listen to what I said. I need an hour with him over a coffee or a soda or a beer. I don't care. I need an hour with him the same way I spent an hour with you when you and I first met. I'm going to show you guys what happened. You guys, I'm walking you through this. So I get down here and the rep in Orange County, he calls me, he goes, yep, he's going to meet you. He's going to come meet you. Guess what I know he did? I know he did the job that I led him to do to get that person to want to come see me now. Who understands where we're at so far? Who understands? Okay, here goes. It gets better. So he's willing to meet me. Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you for meeting me because I'm actually here to build your business. Okay, great. So we meet. He's a great guy. He's a great freaking guy, right? He is an urchin. He is an urchin to the whatever degree. So here's what he did. You guys tell me how you would feel if this was happening with your new excited rep who wants to do this, but he's an urchin. And maybe I'll play him back the recording of this at one point because we had a good chuckle over it. So here goes. He's got, by the way, Al, I know we went over a couple minutes. Are we good? Okay, cool. All right. I just, hey, man, I'm just checking in.
No, you're fine, buddy. Sir, you're fine. This is good training. See, I love it when people demonstrate for people to see it. This is powerful. This is not, he say, it's real, folks. Go ahead.
I appreciate that, Al. So check this out, you guys. It gets good. So I meet with the guy. We're in the lobby of the Sheraton 4 Points where I'm at right now. Okay. And we're talking, we kind of hug it out a little bit, grab a beer, hanging out, having a good time. By the way, whatever, you guys get it. Okay, yeah, make it coffee. I don't care. Do whatever you want. So we're hanging out, and I'm breaking the ice with him. I'm getting to know him. I'm building rapport with him, the rapport outside of what we've done over Zoom already. Okay. So understand, when I was on Zoom with him and I'm trying to help him get qualified, he's coming up with every answer, every question for every possible service that's pushing back the timeline of what we wanted to accomplish. That's a challenge. It's like you guys, he's like the professor of the urchins, but he's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. So we meet yesterday and we're talking, and I said, listen, so we got some stuff to accomplish. Obviously, we're so excited. Tony Kupich is going to be here. He's going to be here tomorrow. This is going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing event. And it's like, let's talk about some of the people that you would like to have with you. First thing, oh, look, I won't be able to talk to them, or I can't, or I won't be able to go to the next event. I can't. Here's what he said. He's like, oh man, here's the thing, bro. It's like, this is so last second. I said, great. I said, that's great. It shows that there's importance. It shows that there's urgency. It shows that you just found out what's going on and you're reaching out to people, right? Well, I haven't talked to this guy in a while, and I haven't talked, and I haven't. But and then here's what happens, guys. He goes, here's what I did. I'm like, oh crap. What did you do? What did you do? Inside, I'm like, when he said, let me show you what I did, I'm like, I knew what was coming. So here's what he did. I can't express to you how much I dislike this. I was going to use other words, right? And it's not him. I love him. He didn't know because we hadn't met yet. So he tells me what he did, and here's what he did. He shows me a group text, which I can't freaking stand. And it is literally, the text is, it's this long. You guys see that? That's how long the text was. Look at that. Look at that. How would you feel if you got a text like that? Look at that freaking thing. This freaking long. Okay. So I go into correction and scramble mode, right? We're scrambling the fighters, and I said, here's what I did. You guys, write this down. You guys, this is practical. This is exactly what happened last night. Kiss, kick, kiss. Kiss, kick, kiss. I said, hey man, listen, I read it. When I read it and I finished reading it so fast, he literally looked at me and goes like this. He goes, you're done already? I'm like, yeah, I just read it. Because I've seen this a million times before. Well, here's how it started. Hey, I've seen a business that's $250 or it's $299 to get started, $25 a month. That is in the first two sentences of what he sent in this group text. Okay. So here's what happened. I read through it and I kiss. I said, hey man, listen, first of all, this is awesome. I can't believe how much you know in the little bit of time that we've spent together. This is amazing, right? But say, here's the thing. That's a lot of information for a new person. And I understand why you said it, but I need to ask you, and here goes, guys, listen up. I need to ask you, are you willing to let me coach you on this? He goes, yeah, coach me. So he's been super cool that way. And I said, it's too much information, to which he says, well, my friends need this. You don't understand my friends. My friends are this and that. My friends are the big guy. My friends are, they're experienced. They make millions of dollars. They make this, they do that. Like, they need that information. Here's what I said to him. They're going to get that information. They just can't get that information from you over a text. We're going to get them the information. You can't invite the girl out to dinner, pick her up, have dinner, enjoy your evening, go back home, or go get coffee afterwards, and you can't do that in one 20-minute session. Like, that's a date. That takes time. There's a process. And he goes, oh, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But you don't understand how my friends are. They're going to respond. I said, yeah, dude, by the way, I said, yeah, they're going to respond. Just wait. Just wait. Right? Okay. So here's what I had him do. I said, okay, so follow along. I said, Al, it's 9:41. So I'm going too long today. Here's what I said to him. I said, look,
Keep going. Keep going.
I said, you guys, I said to him, he's a super good guy. I said, guys, listen up. Who's the name of someone you didn't send that text to? Give me one name. Give me one freaking name of someone that you didn't send that text to. He gives me a name. Okay, cool. Here's what you're going to do. Here's what you're going to do. And I'm sitting with him. Here's what you're going to do. Send him this text. Hey, man, you got a minute? Okay, what else? That's it. That's it. Hey, man, do you got a quick minute? Or I think I said, hey, man, do you have a quick minute to speak? I said, do you have a quick minute to speak? He goes, that's it. That's it. Send it. But what else? Send it. Send the freaking text. So he hasn't responded. Well, all of a sudden, like within a couple minutes, here's what happened. Within a couple minutes, you guys watch this. Look at this. He goes like this. We're talking. He goes like this. I said, send the text. He sends a text. And he goes, he texted me back. Yeah, he texted you back. He's like, oh, he texted me back. What do I do? Listen. Tell him. He said, yeah, I've got a minute. What am I going to do? I said, we're going to call him. He goes, we're going to call him? I said, yeah, we're going to call him. And I gave him the language. And here's what the language was. Very simple. The language was, hey, man, I know that you're really busy, but the purpose of my call is business. I've come across something that I think is amazing. I got to get your opinion. Done. Done. That's it. I've seen a business. I think it's amazing. I got to get your opinion. Well, what's it all about? And then here he goes. I taught him this. I'm sitting with the VP of the company. He can explain it to you in a minute. Great, put him on. We did that. And here, whoops, sorry, hang on. So in the lobby of the 4-Point Sheraton last night, here is our guy. And we sat in the lobby of the Sheraton. When he came into the Sheraton, he sent a book to 10 people with no responses. By the time we left in 20 minutes, he got me on the phone with 3 people. He's got 3 confirmed guests coming tomorrow or tonight. Let me ask you a question, you guys. How do you think he's feeling? How do you think Cyrus is feeling right now? Dude is he's fired up. When we were finished, and his friends, yeah, man, I can't wait to see this. Like, I want to meet this guy. Like, I'm gonna meet the founder of this company. Yeah, I want to see what's going on. Here's why, you guys. The reason why I'm ending by showing you this picture of Cyrus and I is this. I had to be the leader to lead him. He had to have a willingness to be led, and I needed to get him a result, all of which we did. Now, when I tell him to do something, it's going to be gospel freaking truth. Why? Because I did what I said I was going to do. The question is this, for those of you who are focused on me, the question is this: are you willing to do that? Are you willing to be that person, to become that person? Are you willing to get with someone, make the phone calls, do what's required with the leader that you're working with? Are you willing to be that person or not? I don't know. You're going to have to decide that. But I'm letting you know that I'm doing what I'm teaching you guys. Get him on the phone. Get him on the phone. Get him on the phone. Get him on the freaking phone. And I also set the proper expectation, because I said to him, look, I don't know if these people are going to show up. They're telling you they're going to show up. So what did I do? Toast prevention. At the end, when we're done, I said, hey, look, they may or may not show up. I know we're sending them the information. They're excited. Do not, here's what I said, do not have any conversation with them about this. Your next conversation with them is when you're going to meet them. Because if you start conversing with them about what it is that we're doing, they're going to try to figure out what it is before they even show up and make a decision before they've ever met me. So your whole thing is to get people in your car and get them to meet you there. but they were freaking excited. So I set him up to make sure that he knows that, look, one of them might make it, two of them might make it, all three of them might make it, none of them might make it. But what you did tonight was awesome. And we're high-fiving in the middle of the Sheraton Four Points lobby in Kearney Mesa. And this guy is fired up because I took an hour with him, built some rapport, and did that with him. But it didn't start in person. It started over the phone. By the way, Chris Sampson, this is all happening in your team. There you go. Well, Chris, don't look too excited about it. That's cool. Like you look like I just told you your car got washed or something. I mean, come on. Anyway, my point is this. I'm just playing. I love Chris. But I was excited to tell him that. So this is all under a solar guide that's in Chris's team and Ray Caldwell's team. And what did I do as a leader? I went through a rep to a rep to a rep to a rep. I'm driving the business. Right? So that's how this works.